Welcome back to the Ninth Gym program, and today we are doing another meta-analysis of all of the Players' Cup 3 regional qualifiers, and it'll be a good time. We have all four regions, and I'm pretty excited to look at the top 16s of all of them. I looked at a little bit beforehand, before the video, but most of it's going to be fresh to me. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate that these results didn't come until yesterday. So we didn't have them for the Players' Cup 4 prep video, but it's still cool to look at them, you know, because we still have like 2 weeks in this format, so let's look at them. Anyway, let me go ahead and start off this video with a question. Question of the day. You see other YouTubers do it sometimes, and I wanted to do it at least today, maybe some more times. But I'm curious, how did you do in the Players' Cup 4? Did you do well? Did you do badly? Did you not play? Were you like me and something happened and you weren't able to play? And yeah, I didn't get to play. I played 7 games and went 5-2, and it was fun, but some things came up and I didn't get to play. Anyway, long story short, how did you do in the Players' Cup 4? Did you do well? Did you do bad? You know, what team did you use? All this stuff. You can comment it down below. I'd love to hear it. Anyway. Let's talk about the Players' Cup 3 qualifiers. So, first off, we have the Oceanic region, OC. These happened a couple weeks ago, the last weekend of March, or the last week of March, I guess. In total, 128 players in this one, and we have top 16 results, top 4 qualified for the final, top 16 down to 1 winner. Happened. So yeah, here's the results for Oceana. Most of these don't have rental codes or pace or anything, but a couple do actually have rental codes, so we'll talk about those and I'll show the rental codes that are there, and hopefully more come in, and I'll put these links down in the description below so you can see them for yourself. You know, keep up with it. Maybe some rental codes will appear. I don't know. Probably not, but maybe. Anyway, so first place in Oceana, we have James Maney. I'm going to go into a little more depth in the first 4, the qualifiers, and then the rest we're just going to like look over the teams pretty quickly and be like, oh, that's cool and that's lame, you know, kind of stuff. But yeah, first place, really cool team. We got a Solgaleo team with the Grimmsnarl, something we've seen pretty frequently. You know, the weakness policy Solgaleo with the, you know, Bulldoze, what's his name? Spectre. It's pretty cool team. You know, we also got Grimmsnarl and Incineroar for some damage reduction. You know, the Grimmsnarl likely is light clay screens. You know, you have Life Orb, Zapdos, but you also have Galar, Moltres. So a couple of power Pokemon in the back, but Pokemon that really like to max. And Solgaleo is going to be using the max almost exclusively, I'm sure. So it's pretty interesting to see, you know, Zapdos and Moltres, maybe they aren't like Life Orb, you know, damage dealing builds. Maybe they are, you know, maybe they, I mean, it's good to have alternate Dynamaxers on your team, especially on a Pokemon. I just realized it's not even in view. It's good to have, you know, some form of Dynamaxing, different Pokemon Dynamaxing on your team, so you're not just like, oh, my opponent's gonna just go Solgaleo mode and that's it. So it's good to have other modes, but yeah, this is, you know, odd picks, I would say, because they're Pokemon that really like to Dynamax. I mean, obviously you have Nasty Plot on the Galarian Moltres, which is really good. You could even run like a Leftovers or like a Pinchberry set to hit Berserk twice, and yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can use the Moltres, but Zapdos really in this format has just been Life Orb, Dynamax, damage. So it's pretty interesting to see that on this. Next we have Lapdog, a nice little rendition of Lapdog. Pretty basic rendition though. You know, we have the Regieleki, the Amoonguss, the Landorus, and the Incineroar. Nothing too crazy there, but to be able to pilot it so well to such a, you know, a big high caliber event, it's pretty great. Seeing that Lapdog kind of phased out in the meta. You know, we stopped seeing Lapras nearly as frequently with the dog. We started to see more Sun builds and just other stuff with Zacian, and it's cool to see Lapras coming back. We do see Regieleki, most likely an offensive Regieleki, but with Electro Web as well. Electro Web, what a weird way to say it, but yeah, it's pretty good. I like to see it. Lapdog, good. Mienshao on this team, which is interesting. We also see it in DDF, and also the Cinderace. A lot of different things going on, which is weird. We see the Calyrex, you know, Shadow Spectre, Shadow Rider, that's what I've been trying to say, Thundurus, and Mienshao, Thundurus, and Cinderace, you know, keeping those Intimidates down is pretty good. Fake Out on Mienshao is pretty cool. I really like seeing Mienshao see such a good placement, because Mienshao is just weird. You know, something we don't see very frequently, but I love to see weird things, you know what I mean? And Cinderace is a Pokemon that kind of started coming back into the meta, but kind of started getting pushed away again, and so it's pretty good to see it, you know, being played so well here by Daniel Queck. Good stuff. In 4th place, we have another Calyrex team, but the other form of Calyrex is Calyrex Ice, the Ice Rider. We do see Mimikyu here being the Trick Room setter of choice, which is interesting, you know, having multiple different ways of going about it. We see Tyranitar as well, which is an interesting pick in the format, and Dracozolt. So a lot of really interesting stuff here in this top 4 for Oceania, for the Oceanic region. So love to see it. A lot of cool, interesting Pokemon, interesting plays. Really interested to see, you know, Dracozolt and Tyranitar on the team without Thundurus. You know, it's kind of, and the Calyrex, like a very intimidatable team with no anti-intimidate, being pushed forward. You know, everything wants to just punch things physically. So maybe it's a special Tyranitar, or like a mixed set for Tyranitar. Maybe. Out of the top 4, out of the qualifiers, a lot of really cool things. Let's talk about the rest of them. So we see Dialga. Dialga is something we don't see very frequently. The rest of the team are very basic Pokemon to see, but we do see Lando, so maybe that's like a Bulldoze Trick Room set, or like a Bulldoze Weakness Policy set. Who knows? Next, we have another dual weather team with Kyogre, 2 in a row, actually, which is interesting. They are both identical, which I don't know, you know, maybe they played together, maybe they're completely different calcs, you never know. But yeah, Kyogre Torn with the Torkoal Venusaur did get increasingly popular in kind of the best way, or not best, but most qualifying way to play the Kyogre team, so that's pretty interesting. Another Lapdog team that's not too crazy. The only crazy thing here is 2 electric type Pokemon, you know, going for those instead of going for like a Lando on the team is pretty interesting. Another Shadow Rider, which is cool. Kartana, Colossal with the Urshifu, no Dragapult on this Colossal team, which is interesting. Another Glacier team, which is something we don't really see that frequently, but we do see it paired with Zacian, which, in my opinion, is a really, really smart way to play, you know, Glacier, because Glacier really wants the max, and if you're not using a restricted Pokemon that can max, which is Zacian, then, you know, you're not really hogging the Dynamax from anything using it for Glacier, so that's pretty cool. It does also have the Sun on the team as well, so this is a pretty common way to use, you know, Glacier, seeing like that Sun room as well. But also with Zacian, it's a really, you know, a pretty beautiful 6 Pokemon way that uses, you know, the strongest thing last format, Glastrier, the strongest thing in VGC 2021, it seems, being Torkoal Venu, and the strongest restricted, which is Zacian. And then you also have Grimmsnarl, which is the strongest, like, damage reduction method. It's just a really good 6, honestly, something that I really like to see. Palkia is really cool to see, as well as Ferrothorn. Very interesting stuff. We do see Rotom Heat again, which is a Pokemon that we saw really pick up a lot of steam, you know, the last couple of weeks of VGC 2021. It's pretty good. You know, Nasty Plot's pretty good, so it's cool. And also Electric and Fire are just very solid typings this format. Next we have Zacian. Again, Lapdog, but with a Ditto, which is something that you don't really see that frequently. Let's go ahead and put this rental code more into sight. Wait, I dragged the wrong thing. More into sight so you can use this, but yeah, it's a Ditto, Gastrodon, Rillaboom, Zacian, Talonflame, Lapras. You like how I just listed all the things? Yeah, it's a cool team though. You know, seeing Ditto is something that we see kind of frequently, that I never really understood why we see so frequently. If that makes sense, it's a really weird thing to see so frequently, because it's weird. It's just weird, but I love to see it because it's so weird. Next, we got a Sableye team, something I like to see. You know, maybe it's not really a Sableye team, but it's there. Torkoal with no Venu or Charizard, so it's really interesting to see that Torkoal there. Maybe, you know, we got some Quash, Eruption stuff. It's really weird. But we see Mimikyu as well. Mimikyu definitely, you know, getting a little bit of limelight here in this format, which is something that's really cool. I played a team with Mimikyu not that recently, or not pretty recently, not too long ago, pretty recently. But yeah, Mimikyu is really, really cool. Next, we got another Calyrex, you know, Ice Rider team. Nothing too crazy here. We see the Dusclops here for that. probably like a Haze Life Orb or even a Brick Break weakness policy, one of the two. Or actually not Brick Break weakness policy because it's Psychic Ice. It's weird. Probably Life Orb Haze. It's pretty good, pretty common. Next, we've got the, another dual Kyogre team, a dual weather Kyogre Tauren team. Pretty good stuff there. And then last but not least, we do see the Dialga Incineroar. This is not last place, by the way. This is just last in the top place, by the way. Just letting that be known. Anyway, that is about it for the Oceanic region. Like I said, I did want to cover all 4 in this video, so I might speed it up a little bit now that we're already 10 minutes in and we only have 1/4 of the way. I could make it more videos, but I don't really want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of want to just put it all into this video. So yeah, here we are. LA, the Latin America region qualifier. This one with 256 qualified players, 214 in attendance for the tournament. Double elimination with open team sheets. Open team sheets is very relevant to say, by the way, because that really changes the way that a lot of players play. So it's really interesting. Anyway, we got top 4 once again. So in first place we have Alejandro Diaz. Congrats, awesome stuff. We got a rental code right off the bat, which is something I love to see. So here's the rental code. There you go. We do see Calyrex, the Shadow Rider, which is something that's cool. We see Tailwind, Whimsicott with the Helping Hand. Actually interesting to see a Helping Hand over the Fake Tears, since Calyrex is going to be the main one using it, but we do see Thundurus also, which could be a very good alternate Dynamaxer, Ultimate Sweeper. We do see Rotom as well. Rotom Hate. Why couldn't I say that? Then we see the Foul Play, Yawn, Snarl, Taunt, Umbreon. Very cool to see. No Moonlight, which is interesting. It's cool. I like seeing Umbreon in this format because it's something you don't see it very frequently still, which is cool. In second place, we have another rental code. If you want to go ahead and look at that, it's right there. We see another Shadow Rider team, this time with the Spell Tag. It's not going to be Dynamaxing every time because we do see the Regigigas as well, which is something that's really cool. The Regigigas Wheezing, something we haven't really seen that frequently in this format, but it is still very strong, still very much apparent right here. Thundurus makes for a great addition on the team because Regigigas doesn't want to get intimidated, neither does Rillaboom, neither does Urshifu, but Urshifu doesn't care too much, because Wicked Blow gets right through that, it's critical hits all the time. Pretty cool stuff. We do see the Rillaboom with the Miracle Seed, but still going for 4 attacks, so that's pretty interesting. Not wanting to lock yourself out, but not even going for the Protect. That is a big advantage of using the Miracle Seed, so that's pretty interesting. But we do see the AV on the Thundurus with Foul Play instead of Lash Out, which I think is very interesting. Something I wouldn't go for typically, but it is cool to see. And then the Regigigas here with the Life Orb, nothing too crazy there. Protect, the good moves. He's got all the stuff. Substitute on the Calyrex is really cool as well. Love to see that. Substitute. I was very, very impressed with the Zacian Substitute. I think Substitute is insane on that Pokemon. It's absolutely ridiculous. Next, we have Gabriel Agati, a name that everybody knows. Very good player, very strong team as well. We do see the Colossal coming out with the Dragapult and the Urshifu. We have dual ways to set it off right here. We see the Aqua Jet and the Surf both there. Will-O-Wisp, Breaking Swipe, and Light Screen on the Dragapult. Not even an attack. I guess Breaking Swipe is an attack. It's not that strong, but it is an attack. But it's really there for its, minus your attack. Anyway, it's pretty good. Rillaboom is very cool in here as well. AV with the 4 attacks, the U-turn. No high horsepower, though, going for that. Going for the U-turn instead, which is something that's cool. Colossal, nothing too crazy there. Salamence is cool. Something we don't really see that frequently. Intimidate, Life Orb. It could be a good Dynamaxer, even though it doesn't have Moxie, but it's still there for that. Zacian is an incredible partner for Colossal. We were talking about that last time. Here's the rental code. I don't know if I put that up yet, but yeah, Salamence is very interesting to see in the format. Next, in 4th place, we have Orlando Luna here making the qualifications just barely in 4th place there. Very good. Umbreon, another Pokemon I love to see. Groudon, Sun, nothing too crazy there. Grimmsnar, Regieleki, nothing too crazy except for the Umbreon. Umbreon's becoming more mainstream every single day, it seems like. It's definitely a very mainstream supportive Pokemon in this format, which I think is really interesting because it kind of came out of nowhere. A couple players were just like, hey, I'm going to use Umbreon, and then just wins. It's crazy. Umbreon is a really cool Pokemon in the format. Next, in 5th place, we have another rental code, which is something that's cool to see because it's a Yveltal team, an Yveltal team with the Urshifu water. So we have for the Colossal as well as the Dragapult with the Surf, but it is an offensive Life Orb Dragapult that will be able to Dynamax as well, but still able to set off that Surf for the Colossal, which is cool. The Yveltal is Assault Vest, which is cool, something we don't see very frequently. And, yeah, Incineroar, no Dark move, actually, which is kind of interesting with the Yveltal. You would think it would go for that. I guess not. Next, we have another, Umbreon, which is cool. And a Zacian Sun team with the Dragapult as well. Rotom Watch, which is a Pokemon we don't see very frequently. Cool stuff. Hugo with the Kartana, the Kyogre Torn Kartana team. I'll go ahead and show this. Oh, there's no rental code. It's just the moves. Okay, pretty cool stuff. Something we see pretty frequently, so I'm not going to go too in depth in that, but it is still, you know, being able to pilot it to this high level tournament, nothing, you know, short of amazing. Garchomp is a really cool thing to see here. Garchomp, we don't see that frequently in the format. What's it really doing on this team? I don't really know. It's getting things in, you know, into range with rock slides and earthquakes to be able to make the Kartana hit its Beast Boost pretty frequently, but it's also just here, just chilling, right? We got the Kyogre Torn, we got the Incineroar, the P2. This might be a mid-speed Kyogre instead of like a very fast one. Kartana. It's interesting seeing the P2 Trick Room on this team, actually, so it's cool. Next, we have another Lapdog team, but we do see Centoskorch, which is a very interesting fire type to see in this meta. You know, it's pretty much you know, you see Torkoal or Incineroar, and then your odds and ends like this, the Cinderace, you know, your Rotom Heat, Volcarona even sometimes. But seeing Centoskorch is pretty wild. I like to see that. Too bad we don't have a rental code, but still, it's really interesting to see the Centoskorch. Metagross and Yveltal team looks pretty cool. You know, a lot of other standard Pokemon by its side, but that's okay. Double Intimidate is something we see pretty frequently in the format. You know, Lando and Incineroar are both such amazing Pokemon in the format. Very good stuff. Next, we have another Shadow Rider with the Tornadus, the Lando Thundo, not Tornadus, Lando Thundo, and yeah, pretty good stuff there. Another Lapdog team, nothing too crazy, but it is Lapdog with the Colossal Dragapult engine, so that's pretty interesting to see, actually. I like to see it. Next, we have Estefan with the Excelgor. I just like the name Estefan. That's a good name. Wait, no, not Excelgor. Escavalier here. We got the rental code for that, which is cool. Escavalier team with the Volcarona Assault Vest, which is cool. You know, not too much fire in the format, but actually, no, there's a good bit of fire in the format, but we do have the Kyogre to kind of set that back. Actually, it was Toy Scarf. So yeah, it's not going to be Dynamaxing. It's going to be sitting up next to that Escavalier and just setting up the Trick Room with, you know, what was the Pokemon? So I don't know, it was Trick Room. Nothing setting up Trick Room? Weird. Okay. I mean, I guess we got, you know, you can make it fast with Kingdra. But, like, yeah, maxing the Escavalier is pretty cool next to, you know, with the rain. With the rain coming down. You got the rain coming down. You got Kingdra as well. So, really cool stuff to that team. Next, we got two more Lapdog teams. Nothing too crazy. We do see the Kingdra in this one, though, which is interesting. Actually, very interesting because the only way to set it up is with Max Geyser, really, on this team. So that's cool. And then another Kyogre Torn Kartana team. Nothing too crazy there. So a lot of cool teams and cool Pokemon. We're moving on because we're already like almost 20 minutes into the video, and I do want to get all 4 regions. Next, we have EU region, the Europe region, which is really cool. I don't know why I said which is really cool. You know, Europe is cool. I guess that's what I meant. Europe is cool. Anyway, we've got some sweet teams here. We got more rental codes to go over. No rental code there. No rental code there. Okay, fair enough. Make me look like a fool. Okay, so yeah, we've got some really good teams here, but the first two are identical ones to assume, or ones to think, you know, they made it together, but actually, and 4th place. Wow. The same, the identical 6. No, it's not identical, actually. There's no Incineroar. It's not identical. Grimmsnarl instead of the Incineroar. But it is very similar. So, you know, these teams could be very, very different. These two at top, you know, they didn't have to be made to, you know, with the same players or, like, you know, with the same people in mind. But they could be very, very different, you know, spread-wise and stuff. You can definitely make Groudon completely different. You can make Umbreon completely different. Actually, is there anything I can read? Citrus Berry there. Citrus. Okay, maybe they're the same. I don't know. Wait, a Soft Vest? Yeah, okay. So they're probably the same because we see the similar things, you know, Citrus Berry, Groudon, Soft Vest, Incineroar, stuff like that. But yeah, these teams are really good. You know, they're similar, but like they're made well for a reason. You know, Charizard, actually Charizard's like an insanely powerful Pokemon in this format. You know, its G-Max move is incredible. Same with the Venusaur, G-Max Venusaur, or VMAX Venusaur. And we have the Regieleki, the Umbreon, really good stuff there. Third place, another Lapdog team with the Colossal Engine, Dragapult Colossal is really strong, and then Lando and Rillaboom, two Pokemon that just always work in the back if you want to go just, you know, your Lapdog engine, or it's not Lapdog, it's just Dog and Urshifu. What an idiot, right? I'm an idiot. Yeah, these Pokemon are really powerful. So, you know, you can go all different kind of ways. You go Colossal, one of the supporting Pokemon, and then you have probably Zacian going most of the time, and then a really strong Pokemon in the back, you know, being the Rillaboom or the this guy, Landorus. So it's pretty cool. Next, we have another team that's very similar to the first two, but like I said, it is different. Instead of the Incineroar, he went for the Grimmsnarl, which is fine. It's very good, nonetheless. But Grimmsnarl is an amazing Pokemon. Grimmsnarl, or like Umbreon and Groudon behind screens, is super bulky. So having those Pokemon is really, really solid. Let's see, is Groudon the same? Groudon's using Lumberry, actually, which is very interesting. Safety Goggles Charizard. We do have a rental code here. I'm going to go ahead and show that rental code off. Boom. Memorize it. Keep it in your brain. Scan. And yeah, it's pretty cool team. Next, out of the qualifiers. These are the qualifiers. Now we're back into the 5 and more. So we have Ferrothorn here, which is a pretty cool Pokemon, something we don't see too frequently in the format. We see another, you know, Colossal Dragapult team. Do we have a rental code? No rental code there. Yeah, pretty standard stuff here. You know, you have the Rillaboom and Sin in the back. You know, your Colossal, your Guy, and then Zacian. You have a lot of really good options there. Next, we have the Palkia, the Moltres, Rotom Heat, and Mamoswine, a very interesting team by Hippolyte. I love that name. That's so cool. Hippolyte. That's cool. Zacian with the Gastrodon and the Dragapult and the Rotom Heat and the boys. Pretty good stuff there. Guillarmo. I love that name too. There's some cool names, man. Some cool names. Terran. More cool names. We see Gothitelle on this team, actually, which is pretty interesting. You know, you have the Zacian with the sun and the stuff, you know, Sundog, but you also do have Gothitelle and Thundurus, which is really interesting. Another Kyogre team with Kyogre, the Regieleki, no Torn, no Sun, you know, some just Kyogre good stuff here going on, which is cool. Kyogre and some you know, really cool things with the Ferrothorn, the Dragapult, Pokemon we don't see too frequently. Dragapult we usually see with Colossal, but we have been seeing a little bit more Dragapult on non-Colossal teams, you know, just like right here and right here, you know, right here on the screen, these teams. But yeah, they're pretty cool. More Zacian, more Lapdog with the Hydreigon though, which is pretty cool. We got more Necrozma here. No weakness policy, probably. No weakness policy self-procking, so it might be weakness probably. It's probably still weakness, but it's there with the fam nonetheless. We see more Mimikyu, which is cool. More Volcarona, which is cool. Another Sundog team with the Galarian Moltres and the Grimmsnarl. Pretty good stuff. And then another Groudon Sun team. No Venusaur on this team, but we do see the Charizard, the Amoonguss. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Here you go. Here's the rental code. Put the rental code up on screen. Boom. And good. And then we got Simone, one of them, with the Sundog, more Sundog. We see a lot of Sundog, you know, with the Lando, the Grimmsnarl. One of the more basic ways to run Sundog, but that's okay because basic is good in Pokemon. You know, or basic is good to get you results. You know what I mean? And then Daniel Oztekin in last but not least, because this is in qualifiers, is not actually last place. It's last place that qualified, which is still better than all the, you know, 200 people that didn't qualify. No, actually, though, very, very strong play. But we do see a cool team, Dragonite Colossal, Ditto, Kyogre, no Urshifu or Dragapult for the Colossal. What is going on? I really wish this was a rental code and not just a Pokepaste with that's blank. But Still really cool to see. Dragonite, Colossal, Ditto, Whimsicott with the Tor, with the Kyogre instead of the Torn with the It's cool. Good stuff, Daniel. Cool team. All right, that's EU. Let's go for the last one here, which is North America. You know, hometown. What's good? You know, what's good? But yeah, North America, baby. Let's look at it. We got some region qualifiers in top 4. We do see a couple of names. Joe UX9, very great player. Michael D'Angelo, which is a very great player. So we've got some really cool, you know, heavy hitters up here in the top 4 representing North America. Let's go North America. Woo, let's go North America. Unless you're not from North America, then woo, hometown. Anyway, yeah, pretty cool stuff here. We do see an Yveltal team winning, which is really interesting with the Colossal, the you know, the Dracozolt, the Urshifu, stuff like that. We do see a rental code, which is cool. Boom, boom, pause it, put it in your game, put it in your phone, put it in your notes, whatever you want to do, wherever you want to go. Really cool stuff. Actually, I'm going to look at this for 1 second. Safety goggles in the Dracozolt, which is cool. Miracle Seed with the Protect for the Rillaboom with the Wood Hammer instead of any other attack, which is really cool. No knockoff. So that's interesting. We do see the Yveltal with the 3 with the Oblivion Wing as well, which is cool. The AV on it, which is great. I love to see that. Incineroar, and then the you know, the standard practice for Colossal. Going for Light Screen instead of Reflect in this format seems like a good plan. Next we have Alec Rubin in 2nd place with the Calyrex Ice team with the Sun as well. Mimikyu as the Trick Room setter, very interesting. Indeedee as well with the safety goggles. Pretty cool stuff. Here's another rental code for you. Yeah. Next, in 3rd place, we have another Zacian team with the Colossal, the dual-wielding Colossal team here. You know, with the Dragapult and the Urshifu. One's to assume that's probably Water Urshifu, so for the Aqua Jet. But we also do see the Incineroar once again, and the Amoonguss instead of the Rillaboom, so that's the one difference from 1st place. But yeah, very, very interesting stuff. And 4th, in our last player having qualified, we have Jonathan Evans with the Kyogre dual weather axis team with the Kyogre Torn as well. Kyogre Torn with the Sun, with the Venu Cole, the Grimmsnarl for some screens, and the Metagross because Metal Spider. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Like to see it. Let's go ahead and there's no rental code. Rental code's next. Okay, that's it for their qualifiers. You know, big round of applause to everybody, all the qualifiers. Woo! Yeah, everybody qualified, or the 16 players that qualified. Very excited to watch that pan out. Let's see how that goes. You know, yeah. Next, in 5th place, we've got a 5th and 6th are actually identical teams. Who's to say they're actually like the same teams? But we do have rental codes there, so let's go ahead and look. Oops, that's... In 5th place, we have a Sun team with the Groudon, the Porygon as well for the Groudon, and Grimmsnarl and Incineroar. A bunch of mid-speed Pokemon there as well. The Grimmsnarl and guys like that. Here's your rental code from Ragav. Ragav Goat really is true. Ragav is crazy. You know, Battle Room. Go watch him on Twitch. Go right down. That's wrong. Wait. Ragav was here. Was Addy. Oh, well. Very good stuff. Great stuff. Ragav isn't Battle Room. What was I even thinking? Ragav is a great player, though. For sure. This isn't even... this is Aditya. I'm all mixed up, man. This is a long video, and yeah. Anyway, in 5th or 6th place, we do see Battle Room. So maybe that's actually them. I'm better. Fair enough. Yeah, go check out Battle Room on Twitch, though. You know, great Twitch. Play a lot. I don't know how frequently they play, but go check them out on Twitch if you like Pokemon and Twitch. Good stuff. Yeah, great stuff. Okay, in 7th place we have Jisak Lee, another known name with the Calyrex Shadow, the Shadow Rider with the Clefairy. Very interesting team. Here's your rental code, boys. Go ahead and save that on your phone. You know, go take a picture, pause it, go pause it right now. Go get your Switch, put it in if that's what you want to do. You have a whole bunch of options of what you can do. Mars VGC in 7th place, or you know, top 8. Very good player as well. You know, go check him out on YouTube. He might be on Twitch too. I don't know, but yeah, check him out on YouTube. Very underrated. Great player. Sableye with the Sunny Day for the Charizard. We also see the Gastron for the Charizard. The Zacian is cool. You know, Dog is cool. He's everywhere and thunderous. So great stuff there. Paul Chua with another Groudon Sun team. You know, we see the Umbreon once again, the Regieleki, and the Incineroar. Cool stuff. Next, Wolf Glick. Who's that? I've never heard that name before. Go check him out on YouTube. Come on, go watch his videos. He probably made a video about his Power Spot Stonjourner team that he did really well with the Players Cup. Go check. I don't got to ad for Wolf Glick. He's the biggest PokeTuber probably, or the biggest competitive PokeTuber. Go check him out. I don't even got to tell you guys to check him out. You already know. Yeah, good stuff though. Zacian, you got the dog with the Stonjourner, man. Oh, it's so cool. I love to see it. It's really, really interesting. With the Sun Room, the Venucolt. Venucolt too good, man. Venucolt, nerf Venucolt. I'm just kidding. What would I do without Venucolt? What would I even play? Anyway, next we got another dog team. We got the dog with the Rotom H. We got the Celesteela and the Gastron. Pretty cool stuff. Go ahead and write down this rental code if you want it for the dog team. The dog, Gastron, Celesteela team. Pretty cool stuff. Great stuff. Next, in 9th place, or in the rounding off top 12, we have another Metagross team, Kyogre Corn with Kyogre Corn. Listen, man, we're 30 minutes into the video. What, you want me to not say Kyogre Corn? Get out of here. If you want to see stuff correctly pronounced, don't watch this channel. No, just kidding. Kyogre Torn, okay? Okay, calm down. Anyway, Kyogre Torn, another very good, Kyogre Torn with Metagross. We see the Zapdos, we see the Urshifu, the Rillaboom. Nothing too crazy there. Very good stuff. Hey, look at that. There's Regav Malavia, great player. I'd plug his Twitch and stuff if I knew it, but I don't know if he even like does any stuff like that. But yeah, Regav, crazy player. Anyway, we see the the team, pretty basic stuff there, but like basic once again doesn't mean bad. It means ready to qualify. That's how it is. If you're a good player playing a basic team, you're gonna qualify. It's crazy. It's crazy how things like that work. Oh, it's crazy. Anyway, we do see the Sun with the Groudon, and then the Charizard and the Venusaur, and then we see the Grimmsnarl and the P2. If you can't tell, I'm kind of running out of steam. This is like the 50th team that I've looked at. 57th team. Basic math. 16 times 4. 32. 64. This is the 62nd team I looked at. It's a lot of teams. Okay, 61st team. Okay, looking in anyway. 13th place, we got Preston Duff. We got the another Zacian team. Well, crazy. It's almost like Zacian's absurdly good. We got Zacian. Look at this legendary dog trio without Raikou. They threw Raikou away and gave Zapdos. Makes sense. We got a bunch of dogs and some birds and stuff. We got a Metal Spider. Here's the team. Here's the rental code. Go ahead and look at that. Cool stuff, Suicune with Tailwind is pretty cool. Tailwind, Snarl, very cool stuff. I still think Suicune's a really good Pokemon in the format. Nobody, you know what? Preston Duff thinks so. So we're here together, brother. All right. Anyway, Jackson Finch with the Sun team once again. No Charizard, but we do see the Venu. We see the P2 here as well. The Thundurus, very cool stuff. And then in last but not least of qualifiers, or of top, not qualifiers, but of top. I say last but not least, but there were actually 230 players, and he got 16th, so that's definitely not least. But yeah, Metagross, we've got some dual weather action here. Kyogre, Torkoal, Venusaur, Thundurus, Grimmsnarl, Metal Spider. Cool stuff. I like the team. Awesome stuff. If you guys want to check out, I'm burnt out, so I'm going to end the video, but if you guys want to check out these placements and these teams and stuff for yourself, link to Victory Road VGC will be down in the description below. So if you want to check that out, go do it. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you did well in the Players Cup. Hope you have a good week. Hope you have a good next weekend as well, and following week and following weekend, and continuing. Have a good week. Said it again. Like, comment, subscribe.